Right, so what we're going to do today is going to show you the process of prepping your cases, if you want to put it like that. Easy. This is the easy part about it. There's no danger about doing this. You don't have any live primers. Obviously, the cases that you've got have already been fired, so you will have a case, something like this, that's already been fired. And we need to remove that primer, and we also need to resize this top part. So we actually shrink it down back to standard. So once we reload the next rounds, this is going to be perfect and ready for reloading. All right. What we will need to do is we will need to wax or give you that some kind of a lubrication. What that lubrication actually does makes the cases go easier into your dies and also prevents them from not getting stuck in your die. That's one of the worst things you want to do. So you don't want to put a dry round into your work in progress machine. Your cases will get stuck. So what I normally use, and I've been using this for a long time, is a Wildebeest sizing wax. This is a really easy product to use. You don't need to use a lot of this. I've been using this for more than a year, and this can is still full. And I've done, I think, close to maybe 10,000 cases that I've prepped. And this is really simple. All you need to do is just take 2 fingers and then just give it a light rub in there. And then you just can roll your fingers like that. Just spread the wax a little bit evenly. And okay, so what we'll do is we'll take each and every case that we've got. We'll wax our fingers. You don't have to use a lot. That little small wax goes a long way. You just need to put a little coating on your case so it doesn't get stuck in your machine. So I've done about 50 rounds. This is about 50 rounds old Salier & Ballard range pickup ammo that I've done. And they are all waxed. I'm going to put them into the case correlator. This will be your case correlator. This actually makes your loading your cases into your tubes a lot easier. What actually happened here is with my Lee APP press, this actually came out standard with a single tube. So you could only do about 20-25 rounds per tube. And every time you needed to load 25. So what I did is I upgraded my Lee Pro 4000 and I bought the 5-tube case holder. And obviously I brought this 4-cylinder one from my Lee Pro 4000 and I put it onto my APP press. Now adding the case correlator, this works a lot easier. So all you need to do is actually just take your cases, put a little in the top. If you shake this, 99% of your cases will actually fall with a head stamp to the bottom. There we go, done. Case correlator actually helps you separate or to sort your cases so they fall with a head stamp to the bottom, which means whenever you pull this lever, your first case is going to come out and it's going to be head stamped down and it's ready for resizing. And then to push out this little old primer here, there we go. Push out that old primer and I'll show you what it looks like. What I also just want to mention to you guys is whenever you do case prepping, I found it a lot easier to sort my cases before the time. What I'm talking about is when you are reloading any rounds, little flash hole that I'm showing you right there. There's a big hole. There you go, nice and clean view. So the most important part that you need to do is when you pick up any rounds or when you reload, look down into your case. You are not going to see this because there's no light in here. But once you pick up the case and you look inside, you'll either find it's going to have a nice big flash hole like this one that I just showed you, or it's going to have 2 little small holes or 1 very small hole. If you see those cases with that small flash holes, take them out and discard them immediately. That's exactly why I've got this reject bin here. These primer pins do not fit into those small flash holes. So what's going to happen is you're going to either break your decapping pin. So on your decapping die, you'll see there's that pin there. That's like a needle. That's what pushes out the old primers. So if those flash holes are too small, that pin is not going to go into that flash hole. This is the wrong way around. When you depress it, it goes in like this. But I just want to show you quickly that it needs to fit into that flash hole. Okay, so if your needle goes through that flash hole, that's a perfect size. Check your cases before you do it. That actually saves you a lot of time and effort. So you don't have to worry about adjusting this the whole time. What's nice about this Lee dies, this pin at the top is actually like a built-in safety feature. If you maybe do have a case that you did not check the flash hole size and you press this down, what will happen? This pin will actually push up. This needle will come out like this. Instead of breaking this needle, it'll actually pop out like this, and then you know you've got a problem with your case. That is definitely something you need to look for when you're starting to reload, and then that's going to save you a lot of time and money. So what's nice about this, you can actually loosen up this nut, drop down the needle again, set it to the right height, tighten it again, and then you can continue decapping all your cases. So once you've sorted all those cases with the big flash holes and you checked all your cases and you make sure everything's right, you are not going to have this problem by having to sort out adjusting the safety pin all the time. All right, so do yourself a favor, check it out, save yourself some time. Don't get frustrated, because that's gonna upset you a lot. In the beginning, when I did it, I got so upset because I've got to reset this thing the whole time, and it takes a couple of seconds, but you get frustrated. So once you know everything is sorted, this goes smooth, and then you know everything's going quick. I'm going to show you what it looks like to take out this primer. So we push down, you pull up, and I'm not sure if you guys could see it in the case, but now the primer is out. There is no primer anymore. Okay, let's do a couple of rounds quickly. All of them are nice and lubed. So you can see this is a real simple setup. This thing really works very, very efficient, especially if you got the lube on the cases. It makes things a lot easier. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you guys can have a closer look what's happening here. Okay, so as we're going down, your case mouth is currently flat after the shot has been fired, so this thing actually crimps it down and then makes that hole smaller. Pushes out the old primer, and there we go. This is all you need to do. This is decapping and resizing. Really, really simple. Okay, so I'm going to do the rest quickly, and then I will get back to you guys and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I'm done with it. 50 rounds. Here they are. All have been decapped and resized. So they are ready for the next step, which is going to be the bulge busting. Some of the Glock pistols, they do not have a fully supported chamber, which then actually at the end of the day, once they are fired, causes a little bulge here right at the back on your case. So it makes a little, like a little boopy or something. And then that causes it not to seat properly into your case gauge or your barrel once you start checking your cases and confirming the right size. So what you need is, once you've got your case gauge, this is for 9mm. I only load 9mm. So your case should always be flush, and it should fall in as easy as this one, and it should fall out easy as well. So plunk in, fall out. Then you know your case is straight, and then your case is ready for the next reload. So this one is obviously going to be right, but in this batch there will be a couple, one or two that do have that little bulge. So I put all of my cases through the bulge buster, and then just to make sure if there's any size difference or bulging in the cases, I take it out so I don't have to struggle going forward. Right, so all we need to do is we actually need to remove this top die. This is our resizing and depriming, or sizing and depriming die. I'm going to take that out and just put it to the side. And then I'm also going to remove this bottom die as well. So this comes out. There's all my old primers that's been caught up nicely into this bottle. And then there's my shell holder for my decapping and resizing. So we'll take out that shoe, and then we'll remove this bottle. We actually need to use this top part for the bulge buster. So inside this cap, there's a nut as well. I can just loosen this, and then I'll take out this die. I don't need that cap, or I don't need that nut at this moment. All I need is this part, because what I'm going to need is I'm going to need my push rod that I'm going to put into this shell holder here. Here we've got the Lee Makarov die. This is what I use to do bulge busting on my cases. I actually got this tip from a lot of guys that's been reloading and shooting professionally for many, many years now. So I've got my Lee lock rings already set in place. My adjustment has been done. So this part will go into the bottom piece of this Lee APP press. It will go in from the bottom, and just a quick turn, and then it locks into place. Then I'll take this push rod. I am going to put that into this shell holder, or cell holder die, I'm not sure what you call it, but then it's going to look like this. This part goes into the top of your Lee APP press, and you can just give it a quick twist. So which is now going to happen is this rod is going to push down on the cases, and it's going to push it through that die just to resize those bulge cases that we've got. And then I'll put in this bucket here to catch up all my cases that I'm going to push through. We are now going to push the cases from the top downwards. So this is the way you got to put it into your case holder. So this you have to load manually. Unfortunately, it takes a bit longer to load this because we've got to add them one by one. So the reason therefore is because you've got that push shaft that's going to be pressing onto the head stamp. If you put this case in upside down into that die and it presses over that shaft, you're going to have a hell of a time getting it off that shaft. So whenever you do this, make sure all your cases are with the head stamp upwards, going down, and then whenever we do bulge busting, we're not going to have any issues getting those cases out. Normal strokes up and down, and now you see your case is upside down with your head stamp to the top, and once you pull it back, this claw is going to open up and drop it into that cylinder, into that die. There we go. And then we're just going to have a little bit downward pressure, and there we go. That's through. Remember, we still have lube on the cases, so we have not cleaned them yet. So from resizing up to bulge busting, we don't clean them. That lube is going to work perfect to push those cases through nice and smooth. All right, so I'm going to do 4 or 5. I'm going to push it through, and you can see they are all going through nice and easy. Okay, so all of them have been done. We're going to have it tumble for about 2 to 3 hours, and after that we can do case inspection. So here I've got about 250 rounds that I've already resized. I've deprimed. I've done the bulge busting on this. So now it's time for me to put this into my tumbler and then to clean them up a bit and then to make them look nice and shiny. And why we actually clean it is so we can see any damages. So what I'll do is I'll just take those cases and I'll put them into my tumbler. So like I said, I can add up, I think I can actually easily add about 800 to maybe 1,000 cases in here, but I haven't gone that far. I've done 500 max. So here we've got about 250. And then what I also use is I use the Lyman Turbo Media Tumbler, the Tough Nut. This stuff works. I've been using this for more than a year. And then you'll obviously notice once this stuff starts going black or get dirty and stuff, then obviously you need to replace it. But I think I've got another about 2, 3, if I'm lucky, maybe 4 years. But depending on how much you reload, I think that might last me a while. So what I'll do is I'll add about half of this canister. You just add your cap, close it up, and then I'll put it into my drive shaft. And I will leave this for about 2 to 3 hours. It doesn't have to be spotless. You just want it nice and clean so you can see what's happening on your cases. Okay, so after the tumbling has been done, this is the next step that I do, is to start cleaning out my primer pockets. Obviously you guys by now should know that your primer pocket is right here at the back. And then what we want to do is we want to remove all the little dirt out there, clean it up nicely, so when we seat the next new primer in there, that everything is nice and clean and smooth and there's no interference when seating that primer. So we know it's going to be sitting nice and flush. Insert these 2 tips to clean out your pocket holes, to remove any carbon inside. Then select your deburring tools for outside and inside deburring. So what I do is I just unscrew these 2 tips. I take one at a time and then I just mount it to my drill press. We are just trying to clean out the pockets to get out any debris or anything that might be a little bit dirty inside there. All right. And like I said, we keep this on the slowest speed. We don't want to go fast. We don't want to destroy the case. We just want to clean it out nicely. So what we've got is, I'm going to take one case, switch on my drill. You can just lightly, you'll see once you get everything loose, you see it's already nice and clean. Then we put it aside. And then we do this step with all the cases, just a little bit. I normally tap it and then I get rid of all the dirt inside. And you see, that's more than perfect. You don't want any debris in there. Okay, so I'm done with those ones. I've done all 50 rounds and I've already changed the tip as well. So with the second tip, we are only going to trim the inner edges inside the wall and then maybe chamfer here at the top a little bit. Also, no, not a lot of pressure, just a little bit to take out all the dirt and stuff like that. And also just remember, I did say that you don't need to buy the tool. You can actually buy these tips separately. You don't have to buy them complete with a handle and all that stuff. This is a very nicely machined handle that they made for it. But unless you want to go sit there and you want to take this tool and you want to like sit here and turn it like this and take a whole week to clean a couple of rounds, you can use this machine, this handle. But like I said, I put it in my drill bit, in my standing press, and it works perfectly for what I want to do. And then obviously you can do a whole lot of rounds. You can sort this out very quickly. That's done. What also comes with this Lyman multi-tool kit is you've got the inner and outer pocket cleaner, and then you've got your chamfering and deburring bits. So these actually come in very handy. One is for the outside of your case mount. So this one actually goes and does the outside, and it takes off any sharp edges and stuff like that. So if you've got a case that somebody stepped on and there's a little nick there and you want to take it out, this is for the outside. Cleans it out very nice. And then this one will be going inside your case, and then that also just cleans on the inside, takes out all the sharp burrs and stuff like that. So when you add the new bullet, the trimming on this is very smooth. So you don't want something eating into your new bullet. So always make sure that this case mount is nice and smooth. There's no nick parts or anything that can damage your bullet when you're pushing it in. I use this magnifying glass to do case inspections. So this actually makes it a lot easier to do case inspections. What's nice about this one has got a built-in light. Always make sure that your head stamps are the same. And the most important part I can tell you guys, I find that it works very well for me. Sort your brass according to your head stamps. So if you've got an SNB, put all your SNB together. So all your head stamps will have branding on it. Who's the manufacturer? Sort them separately, because sometimes you'll find the thickness of the brass is a little bit different. So you might get inconsistent loads and stuff like that. So I like to put my head stamps together, and then you'll see either 9x19, 9mm or Luger will be your description on your head stamp case. Okay, so here on the magnifying glass, I can actually see quite clearly what's happening on the case. I can see if there's any cracks. I can see if there's any damage. So I inspect the bottom, I inspect the sides, and specifically, I always check here by the your ejection, what do you call it, where your case ejector hooks and pulls out your case out of your pistol. See if there's any damage there, and then also you want to look on the head. You want to see at the top of it. So guys, do your case inspection. Make sure your cases are in a very good condition. If you suspect anything that doesn't look right, I always say, if you doubt it, get rid of it. Okay? So if you're not happy with the case, get rid of it. So especially when you're picking up range ammo, also make sure when you do pick up range ammo that you pick up the nice ones. Make sure it's nice and clean, and you are happy with your cases. This is the most important part. Remember, we're adding powder, we're adding a lot of pressure to this thing, so we don't want any problems. You don't need a magnifying glass. I just use it. I prefer it. I like it like that. So I know that everything that I've checked is up to standard, and I'm happy with what I've got. All right. So that's what I've got for you guys on prepping your cases. Thank you very much for watching my videos, and I'm hoping to post my next video very, very shortly. I will be doing some more videos setting up your Lee Pro 4000 Lee APP press. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. Like I said, this is a new channel. I'm still growing, and then also if you like, please like and subscribe. That also helps to grow my page a lot as well. Yeah, and I think that's it. And guys, remember, I'm not a professional. I'm just showing you what works for me and how I do my things. So always consult your manuals. Always make sure you use the right load data, and be safe. And then I'll spot you the next round. Thanks, guys. Cheers.